Y'all was good, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is another episode of Overstand. Why understand when you can overstand? Um, this is more like a an interview style platform. It's a little different from Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast with my brother Santana. That's on every Thursday and every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Again, every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. So make sure y'all tap in. Also, the next episode is this Thursday at 10:30, our 50th episode. So make sure y'all tap in for that because that's gonna be big. It's gonna be special. So make sure y'all tap into Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast, episode 50, Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Like I said, the overstand is a little something different, interview based. Like last week really I went on live mainly because like everybody from the Sunday show was like, yo, know what I'm saying, come back on Monday, come back on Monday. So, I love the response and the energy that we got from that last Monday, bringing it to this Monday, and then moving forward, I'm gonna have specialized interviews for this particular program. So tonight we're gonna get into a little bit more current events, have some fun with it, and yeah, I'm still sending a couple links out to some of the people. So yeah, so at the end of the day, what I'm saying, we want to have this lit and loaded. So got my different things going on. So. But yeah, y'all. First and foremost, well, we've been watching these NBA playoffs, and it's so funny. I have a conversation with one of my friends about the NBA playoffs every year. At night, even throughout the year, we talk about the NBA. And he always asking me, "Oh, what you think of this team? What you think of that team?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that team. I know they got a good record, but they not gonna do nothing in the playoffs. And this team, they got a good team, but they gonna accelerate in the playoffs." So it's always funny because the times that I say this stuff, it's not a popular opinion when I say it. It like at the time I say this stuff, it's like you can't see it, but because I seen it already, from years past of other players and their talents and seeing the aura that bring amongst the team, I can tell which teams are gonna be better in the playoffs and what teams is gonna be not gonna be as good. So because of that, it's interesting with the NBA. So the Knicks surprisingly is up 2-0 on the 76ers. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had the 76ers winning this series. I'm not gonna lie. I just like Embiid is the best player on the court. And Maxi is a hellified player. But I'm really surprised that the Knicks has been pulling this out. They up 2-0 on the series so far. This does not bode well for the Philadelphia 76ers. They are in trouble. Now, can the 76ers come back and win the series? Of course. Of course. There's been, you know, uh, other teams that have been able to do that. But they're going to have to put in some serious work to beat this Knicks team. This Knicks team is scrappy. This Knicks team has a hierarchy that benefits the rest of the team. And what I mean by that is this. I'm not hating on Carmelo because Carmelo was a hellified player, hellified scorer. But when he was leading the Knicks, when he got the ball, it didn't benefit the rest of the team, if that makes sense. Like everybody else wasn't a threat. He was just a threat. And they needed another player to play with Carmelo that can make everybody else a threat and let Carmelo go crazy. With this particular Knick team, Bronson could go crazy, but somehow other players or the way his style of play is, other players are just as dangerous on the court and any given play. And they play scrappy defense. They get stops when they need to get stops. So with that being said, I mean the Knicks, I mean they up 2-0 and this they can win the series. I'm not gonna lie. If they win the series, I'll be wrong on that one. I had Philly beating the Knicks. I had them in game seven. I had them in game seven originally. So it still could go game seven in Philly, but I don't know. They down 2-0, and the climb out of that is going to be real tough. Um, Another interesting one that I'm wrong so far. The Pelicans is down. Well, the Thunder's up 1-0 in the series. They won yesterday, 94-92. Again, I will say this. I said to my homeboy, I said a healthy Pelicans team can beat the Thunder. A healthy Pelican team could be. And when I said that, the Pelicans was like in 10th place. And he was like, Pelicans? I said, yeah, because I don't think people understand how unstoppable Zion Williamson is. He's unstoppable. So based on that, and then how Ingram could go off, and then just the rest of the team, they got a real dangerous team. But everybody has to be healthy. That everybody plays a role on that team. So, but they down 1-0. So I've been wrong so far regarding that. What I've been right on, and I think they're going to win the series, is the Clippers and Mavericks. The Clippers up 1-0 without Kawhi Leonard, might I add. And I told my boy, because my boy was like, yo, Kyrie cooking, Luka cooking. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to matter when it comes to the playoffs because they can't stop anybody. They have no defenders. Nobody could stop. Nobody on Dallas could stop anybody on the Clippers when they need a bucket. When the Clippers need a bucket, they're gonna get that bucket, and there's nothing that Dallas could do about it, in my opinion. So they up 1-0, but then again, Kawhi's not even playing. So, but they got to do something with Harden because Harden is going. He's playing well. So they got to do something with Harden. So I've been right with the Clippers. Um, I said the Bucks would beat the Pacers. They up 1-0 without Giannis. They could beat the Pacers without Giannis. But it's going to be a difficult one because Halliburton took his game to the next level. Mathurin is really really good. I think the Pacers should have. Well, they got Siakam. I was a big fan of the other guy that they had, the two guard from Brooklyn and Denver. His name escapes me right at the moment, but they traded him for Pascal Siakam, and now they got Siakam. So the Pacers in play, but I think the Bucks is going to beat them. I think the Bucks is going to beat them. Shout out to I can't see the name that well. CNMV. You making money with bets, man? Listen. Gritty no Diddy. Just get Harden in the club, and the Clippers will collapse. Yeah, I don't think again, you have to go by matchups. Now, if the Clippers was playing against a team that was more so team oriented, that was more so defensive oriented, without Kawhi Leonard, then the Clippers are in trouble. But they playing a Mavericks team that's all about offense. Kyrie could cook on any night, Luka could cook on any night, but they don't play no defense. So, like I said, no, if the Clippers need a bucket, there's nobody on the Mavericks that could do anything about it, even without Kawhi Leonard. Nobody on Dallas could stop Harden when he needs a bucket. Nobody could stop Paul George when he need a bucket. Like, so that's just what it is. It is what it is with that. Give me your cash app. um, but yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Deshaun in the building. Appreciate you. But I've been right on that series so far. Another series I've been right is the Cavs and the Magic. I don't even expect the Magic for real. I expect the Magic to win maybe 1 or 2 games, but I don't expect them to win the series. If they beat the Cavs, I would be surprised, to be honest with you. The Cavs is a good team. They battle tested, and I think because of that, that they just going to be a little bit better uh, they just gonna be a little bit better on against the Magics. So and I like the Magic team. They got a young team, mind you. The team only been together. Their core shooters has been around for a few years, but the main nucleus of their team has only been in the league for 2 years. So they got a bright future ahead of them, especially if they keep building on what they have. But they gonna be a hellified team moving forward, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, I've been right on that. That the Cavs is up 1-0 so far. Um, the Nuggets and Lakers. I mean, the second game is going on right now. Lakers up 33-28 right now, but the Nuggets. They're a tough team to have to deal with. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. What y'all think about that Lakers and Nuggets? The series so far. What y'all think about that? What's Y'all funny in the chat. Y'all funny in the chat. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Why understand when you can overstand. Next week we're gonna have an interview next week, and I'll probably release the interview person on the podcast on the Cannon Brothers Get a Rap podcast, episode 50, 10:30 on Thursday. So, man, if the Grizzlies were healthy, you would have to watch out for them in the playoffs. Uh, the Grizzlies, if the Grizzlies was healthy with Ja Morant, they would definitely win a first round. They would definitely win a first round outside of playing the Nuggets. Everybody else, they will win the first round. But like when you lose your best player to injury and to all the off the court stuff, the nucleus of the team is now shaking. So now they got a full year to really get themselves together. This next year coming up about the Grizzlies is going to say a lot about the future of their team. If they come back and they play around in the middle, then it's over for the Grizzlies. They either going to have to build it back up or start fresh. And because you have Ja Morant, you're not going to start fresh. You're going to say, all right, we're going to move this guy. We're going to move this guy, bring this guy in. So that way we can move some things around because Ja Morant has that type of talent. Ja Morant reminds me of a taller version of Allen Iverson, to be honest with you. But I've seen Ja Morant play in person. I got, when I went to the games, I seen him dunked on a few people, and he's basically unguardable going to the rim. If he adds a real jump shot, he'll be a complete problem. So, but the Grizzlies is a good team, but you're gonna learn a lot from the Grizzlies moving forward in this upcoming year. So yeah. So far I've been the only series I've been wrong on was the Knicks and the 76ers. Like I said, I thought the 76ers was going to win the series. The series is not over with, but the Knicks is up 2-0. That accounts for something. And I have been wrong on the Thunder and Pelicans, but again, I said that the Pelicans will beat the Thunder if their team is healthy. So there's no Zion. Um, but it's not like they smoke. It's not like the Thunder smoking the Pelicans, but they up 1-0. But I still think if Zion was to come back, which he's not, that they would have won that series. I've been right about the Suns and Thunder. Um, no, I've been wrong about the Suns and Thunder. I thought the Suns was going to beat the Timberwolves, but the Suns uh, lost that game. Um, I just think that the Suns got the better player, which is KD. But I'm telling, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But young boy on the Timberwolves, he's been looking like baby Michael Jordan. I don't know what it is. Like he just been looking like baby Michael Jordan. Like, and if people wonder what would Michael Jordan do in today's league, Edwards, that's his name. Edwards is like a version of Michael Jordan. So if y'all like, damn, Edwards is crazy nice. Michael Jordan was different. But Edwards, I gotta give Edwards his flowers, not to take nothing away from Edwards. Edwards is cooking. He is cooking. There's nobody on the Suns that could guard Edwards. If Edwards wants a basket, he's going to get a basket. There's nothing nobody on the Suns could do about it. Nothing. But for some reason, I just thought that because you have Durant, because you have Bradley Bill and the other dude from Kentucky, The two guard, the light skinned dude. I know his name, but you know how sometimes you're on live, sometimes the names escape you at the moment. But y'all know who I'm talking about. With the combination of those three guys, I thought the Suns would have just came out and cracked them. Because me personally, it's like I would find ways to get Cat on KD, and Cat can't guard KD in my opinion. Even though Cat is a good player, but Cat does not play with that. We not leaving without a win just yet. Uh, but yeah. So they up 1-0. They up 1-0. But I still think the Timberwolves are gonna lose that series. If they don't, they don't. I won't be surprised either. Timberwolves is a good team. Devin Booker. I know if I'm talking about it in everyday life, I would remember his name. But for some reason, because I'm alive, sometimes the name escapes me as well. Devin Booker. So I would have thought with Devin Booker, KD, Bradley Beal in the playoffs, that at least the first round, right? You got those three. That's why you make the trade to get KD to take you over the hump. Yeah, as good as those guys are, if young boy wants a bucket, he's gonna get a bucket, and there's nothing nobody on the Suns could do about it. So it is what it is. Shout out to Howie X. I'm Ashley Lovechild. Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you. Uh, Jordan would be DeRozan, not Edwards. Nah, you bugging. I can't even take that serious, bro. I can't even take that serious. Jokic just cooking. Shout out to my boy Sean in the chat. I see yo. One thing people don't understand about Jokic, like Jokic for real, he not even turning up yet. He not. It's like he's playing with high schoolers when Jokic is playing. Like he be little boying these dudes out here. Like he be playing taps with the basket like the person that's guarding him is not 7 foot. Like Jokic be little boying these dudes out here. Like for real. And as long as Jokic is healthy, Denver gonna be a problem. And they got a healthy Murray. It's over. So it is funny, like I said. So they down right now by 3 points, but I think at some point the Nuggets will win that game. So I've been right on a lot of these games so far. I'm right on the Boston game. I don't think the Heat got any answer for Boston, so I think the Celtics will win that series. Um, what other series did I miss? Porter Jr. is a beast. Yo, Porter Jr. gets a bucket, man. But see, Porter Jr., he has to be motivated to play defense, but he'll get you buckets. And playing with Denver, that's easy because the Jokic going to wild out in the post or in the mid post or in the high post or in the pick and roll. And then Murray going to cook everything moving from the 3-point line. If he want to go to the hole, he going to the hole. Ain't nothing that you not beat. That Denver team is something special. And when Porter is hitting his threes, it's over. It's over. And a team like the Lakers is like tailor made for Denver. That's why Denver has so much success because like a guy like LeBron James, who's normally a matchup problem for majority of the teams, he's not a matchup problem for the Nuggets because you have the dude from the Magic's on their team. And he's about 6'9", 6'10", 240 pounds, strong. Aaron Gordon. That's a strong boy and he's athletic. So even though LeBron, still statistically does his thing, but it doesn't come in ease. He makes it very uncomfortable for LeBron. And not to mention, LeBron takes a lot of shots against Aaron Gordon. So Denver's a problem. Denver's a problem. Yo, why your skin look like that? Just genetics, my guy. Shout out to him. Suns worst super team ever. It's a fact. Suns is a horrible super team. Horrible super team. But I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie because I thought again, you got Durant, you got you got Booker, you have Bradley Beal, that they would at least beat the Timberwolves. I still think they're gonna win, but they not going to no finals. I don't have this super team like, yo, you gotta watch out for the Suns. Nah. At the very best, they'll get past the first round. And that's gonna be a stretch because I guarantee you if the Suns beat the Timberwolves, it's gonna go to game 7. It's gonna go to game 7. Because the Timberwolves is not gonna make it easy. The Timberwolves play like they got something to prove. The Timberwolves play like, yo, we can't come out of here with a win. But they still got some growing to do as a team, as a nucleus. So that's why I say that. That's why I say that. Yeah, I already know how I feel about the Clippers and Mavericks. I think the Clippers is going to win that series, and I already expound upon all the other series. So it's going to be an interesting playoffs. It's going to be interesting playoffs. The Heat. I don't. I don't like to judge people, but Jimmy Butler just does so many different antics off the court that it's like it's hard to take him serious. Pause. So, but now when they get to the playoffs, when they got to the playoffs last year, Jimmy was cooking. He elevated that team, but there was other guys on that team that helped, that helped with that, with that Miami team on how they played, but they didn't have enough money to keep that nucleus together. So, that's a big part of it as well too. But yeah, I think the Miami Heat is completely undermatched for or overmatched for undermatched for the Celtics, in my opinion. In my opinion. So it is what it is with that. It is what it is with that. Um yeah. Yeah, yeah, this guy is going crazy right now. Yeah. My bad, y'all. I'm just looking at the stats real quick. Yeah, so it's going crazy. It's going crazy. Yo, Leaf, what's up? What's popping, baby? What's good, bro? What's good? Yeah, we talking basketball right now. We talking basketball right now. Oh, Rowan 12, what's good? What's good? Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Helps with the show. Again, this is the Overstand show. This is the Overstand. Why understand when you go overstand? Yes, we still got the show, Can and Brothers Get a Rap Podcast, every Thursday and Sunday. The Overstand show is going to be more interview based. So moving forward, I'm going to have interviews for the Monday shows. But right now, we talking at sports right now. Yo, did you watch the Garcia and Haney fight? Yes, we're gonna talk about that next. We're gonna talk about that next. Rowan 12, my dog Rowan 12. Knicks got away with murder. Yeah, yeah, I know, but a win is a win. A win is a win. You too damn old to rock that haircut, bro. I feel you. I don't be mad at me because I could take your girl. Don't be mad at me and your auntie and your moms. So, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I could do this all day. User 51. Shout out to you though. Hit that like button. All right. Um, I mean the Knicks, man, yo, I ain't gonna front. I told you, I said it before. I thought the 76ers would win this series. They could still win this series, but the Knicks is a tough out. Like, regardless of how they got the win, a win is a win is a win. So at the end of the day, ain't nothing you could do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how the game shape up, it's still 2-0. And now Philly got to deal with the repercussions of moving forward. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what's going to happen, man. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, I thought Philly was going to win this series. They down 2-0. They could still come back. There's plenty of series. Every year we see a team go down 0-2 or 0-3, and some team catch the momentum and win game by game. Philly can't do that because you have Embiid, you have Maxey. These guys, when they get cooking, but that New York Knicks team this year is a very resilient bunch, and I know Dallas is kicking itself right now because they lost out on that point guard. And I know they rather have him because he's cheaper than Kyrie, and you could have kept the defense around that team, which the reason why the Mavericks is not going to go far in the playoffs, and that's something I stand on too. I don't think the Mavericks is they're going to lose in the first round. So uh, I again I forget the dude name. I know his name, the point guard on the Knicks, but again because I'm on live, you know how sometimes these names escape you from time to time. So, but yeah, so he's been balling out. He's been balling out. So, you know what I mean. Uh, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. It's gonna be an interesting series. It's gonna be an interesting series. It's gonna be an interesting series. Yeah. So brother Rowan 12 brought up the Garcia versus Haney fight. Did y'all see that fight? Did y'all see that fight? That fight, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had made a bet on that game, on that fight, I would have definitely hands down put it on Haney. Pause. Thank God. Thank God. Now Haney's still a hell of a fighter. He's still a hell of a fighter. But Garcia, woo, he went to work. He went to work. He had a hell of a fight. You have to give it up to Garcia. That was a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. But it's very interesting what I realized, that no matter how good you are as a boxer, there's a boxer out there for your style. No matter how nice you are. Like I remember when I was younger and Sugar Shane Mosley was like the dude. I was probably like 12, 13, and he was knocking everybody out. And there was this one dude that came along that was giving him that work. I don't know if y'all remember Vernon Forrest. Oh my God. Mind you, Sugar Shane was undefeated too, but he couldn't do nothing with this man like this. And mind you, Vernon Forrest wasn't like highly decorated. He wasn't highly like, like, yo, he's the dude. He was scrappy. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yo, he could fight, but like he ain't Sugar Shane. He lost to that man back to back. So, when somebody's really that good, there's always a fighter out there for their style. I mean, that's why somebody like a Floyd Money Mayweather has to be appreciated and celebrated, because the fact that he went his whole career being undefeated, everybody can't do that, and he went through the gauntlet. He fought the guys that needed to be fought in his division or around his division. He fought every guy that needed to be fought, and he beat them all. He found a way to beat them all every single time, whether it was in his teens, 20s, 30s. He found a way to beat him every single time. So you have to give it up to a guy like Floyd Money Mayweather. And when you see the ending of his career compared to some of the other guys who, it's hard to go undefeated, yo. It's hard. So honestly, if Floyd Mayweather was like humble, if he was like, thank God and da 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 da, the world would receive him and look at him and celebrate him as a champ and as the people champ. But because he talked that talk, he about that money talk, he, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, yo, you can't see me, bro. A lot of people watch his fights to see him lose. Most people don't watch him to say, yeah, let's go, Floyd, let's go. Nah, they tune in to watch this man lose. So to see him go through his career the way he's gone through, no L's, and he has some battles, yo. He could have lost a couple of fights. A fight that come off the top of my head, I would say, damn. Y'all know I'm horrible with these names, yo. Yeah, horrible with these names, bro. The Big, King Yappa. Damn, I got my computer right here. He had problems with soon as I find it, that's why I don't want to look for it, because as soon as I find it, I'm gonna remember the name. That's what's gonna piss me off even more. But he had a couple fights where it was like, yo, like even Sugar Shane, he had difficulties with Sugar Shane. Um, he had difficulties with one more fighter. It will come to me soon. I don't feel like looking it up, but yeah, but so that's why it's celebrated. So shout out to Ryan Garcia for getting that win. I didn't see that coming. I wasn't rooting for him, to be honest with you. I thought Devin Haney was going to win that hands down. But hey, man, that's why people get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talk a good one until they get in that ring, man. That's why you got to respect people that get in that ring, even in defeat. Even in defeat, you got to respect somebody that get knocked out, get back up, and continue to fight. You got to respect that, because most people don't even do that in their life. You know what I'm saying? Even in with their life, once they get knocked down, they're going to stay down. They're not trying to get back up because they don't want to get knocked back down. So to get in that ring and to have that mental fortitude to be like, damn, dude, knock me out, and to get back up and to get back to it, man, you got to, that's props to, you got to give somebody props for that, man. Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good fight, man. That was a good fight. Garcia put on the show. And the world is about to open up to Garcia, in my opinion. He gonna get that top tier bag his next fight, and it's gonna be interesting who they put up Ryan Garcia next. I know Devin Haney was really trying to get at what's the other brother? Help me out, chat. What's the other dude that's like, he's on top of the world right now? He hasn't lost a fight yet. I know his name, but his name is escaping me right now. But and the dude that I'm talking about, he just had like some sort of domestic issue where his baby moms had called the cops on him, but his children live with him, doesn't live with the baby mother, and all types of stuff. I can't remember this dude's name, but he's undefeated. He's under Floyd Mayweather, and I remember Devin Haney was trying to get to fight him. But I don't think that's going to happen no time soon after he lost to Ryan Garcia. Now, if he would have beat Ryan Garcia, then he could have said, yo, ain't no more running, bro. It's like, what's happening? So I'm going to have to look up some of these names, y'all. Because for some reason, the name is escaping me right now. And I know y'all on the other side like, yo, is this person? And I can't think of their name at the moment. No, that's not him. Y'all know who I'm talking about too. But yeah, so I thought it was a good fight. And yeah, we're going to see what happened moving forward. Yeah, it's not Janelle Charlo. It's because he was supposed to move up in weight for this particular fighter. I'm mad I can't think of his name right now. Pause. Gervonta Davis. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Gervonta Davis. Yeah, so Devin Haney, if he would have won this fight, I know they was trying to link each other up to fight each other. to get them to work it out. But after losing to Ryan Garcia, yeah, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap. So we're gonna see moving forward, y'all. We're gonna see moving forward. It's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be an interesting one. So yeah. Uh you know what's interesting too? You got it's a lot of stuff going on in college football with the transfer portal, and we spoke about this on the show recently with Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. Again, every Thursday, every Sundays on at 10:30. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? We spoke about it on the show when you had like a lot of going ons with the transfer portal, and like even Colorado, like Colorado is like the top talk, and it's mainly because of the polarizing figure that Deion Sanders is, because nobody's talking about other teams that got just as many transfers that's in the transfer portals. Every kid is looking for a place to play and to, you know, get themselves acclimated in their college career. But what they don't tell, well, they do tell these kids, but I don't think they fully understand it until they get into the portal. The portal is not for your talent. The portal is not for like the potential of what this kid could be. The portal is for guys who really been on that field and been putting in that work. Now, for some people that got a chance to put in that work, but not as a starter, is perfect for them because you could see the stats. But all right, well, you know, this person played around this amount of time. He did this with that limit to the time. Now imagine if he had the opportunity to start play with these type of players and what he could do in our system. So what a lot of people don't understand, or a lot of the players don't understand, once you join the portal, you don't get out of the portal until another school says, yo, this person's in the portal. That's you know, let's tap into him and bring him over here. A lot of kids, they get into the portal with their high school resume, saying like, yo, I was all state at this state, I'm like this, and I committed here. It didn't work out over here. Obviously I didn't play, but I want to come, you know, if you would take me, I would consider your school. So that's really damaging for a lot of kids because you don't got no stats. And them NIL deals is for kids that got stats. So it's very interesting. So like they've been talking about the kid Kamani McLean, and he has great potential. Great potential. From what I seen him do last year, it was some great plays that he made, and there was some horrific plays that he made. Watching his tape, I'm just keeping a buck. I'm not talking disparagingly about him at all. I want him to be able to go to a great school that can highlight his abilities. Simple and plain. But when you play corner and you go to Colorado and Deion Sanders is your coach, you have Travis Hunter as one of the best college football players in the world and the best defensive back in the world. It's just a lot of knowledge that you could soak up from that type of environment. At least I would think so. I think so. When you're that type of talent, they bring you to the table like, yo, little bro, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, this is what's going to be successful, and this is what's not going to be successful. Everybody don't get that type of access. So in my opinion, on the outside looking in that situation, I believe that he gained that type of access. Somehow it didn't work out. That's how life is sometimes. It don't work out, and he's choosing to go to another place. So I honestly hope, I honestly got hope that he ends up going to another place that can highlight what he can do and be the best that he can be. Because what we saw on tape, it was great, and then it was horrible. So, but I'm hoping that he'll go somewhere where his tape will be all great, all amazing, where he could still go first round pick one day. You know, he could buy himself, his family a house, and make all the money and be the light that he was meant to be coming out his family and his neighborhood. What happened to Max Preps? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was just the time. Maybe the time got too old. Shout out to Corpse Will in the building. Maybe it's just the evolving in time. Honestly, the players now got so much coverage now that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like I don't want to say you don't have no excuse, but you don't have no excuse not to be able to play at the next level if you got that type of talent, because you can put your tape up on YouTube. You know, the internet is so viable. You know, back in the early 2000s, coaches was not going to the internet to look at players. They was not doing that. You had to send in them tapes. And certain coaches, they wanted all highlights, or they wanted to see a full game. And some coaches be like, yo, send me your worst game. I want to see your worst game. And then I want to see your best game, and be able to evaluate off of both tapes. So it's very interesting on how they do this now, and the type of access that a lot of these kids have. Like, again, in the early 2000s and in the 90s, in order for you to make that top 100, well, they didn't necessarily have a top 100, but in order for you to really make that list where like you was like that dude, it was like you had to go to their camps. So like a school like Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, Nebraska. I know Nebraska is kind of ass now, but believe it or not, one time Nebraska was the Alabama, was Michigan, was at one particular time. So in order to really get on their radar, you had to go to their camps, their high school camps. And if you go out there, your high school camps and get busy, then they put you on this list where now when it's coming time to recruit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that. So I'm back. Man, Roman told where you was at, man. We was talking about the Haney fight, man. Man, where you was at, man? Of course we talked about it. You missed it, man. If you go down town, we was talking about it. Nah, nowadays violating with the coverage, bro, can drop years of tape and on a link to playlists in middle school already university. That's what I'm saying. Like like back like back in them early 2000s, the 90s and the 80s, like how many people had camcorders like that? So imagine a lot of those tapes are now. That's what I'm saying. People could just whip out their cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Like your brother could be at your game, your mother could be at your game, and they got the cell phone on, and they catch you one of your clips. You could use that as a highlight for your tape. So I mean, their ability to get discovered now is crazy. Like they got scheduled games on ESPN every year for high schoolers. Like think about that for a second. So the guys that people don't know, he gets busy in that game. Now every school is pounding his door. Pause. Outside of Bishop Sycamore. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Bishop Sycamore. Bishop Sycamore is crazy. I don't know if y'all seen that they did a series, not a series. It was like a mini series of Bishop Sycamore, or a special on HBO Max about the whole Bishop Sycamore, the fake school, giving these kids a place to play football when guys was coming from semi-pro. And it was Bishop Sycamore, man. Bishop Sycamore. But y'all get my point. Y'all get my point. Kids are able to get exposed in different type of mediums, and there's no reason why kids now cannot play at that next level if the right footage gets to the right coach. And there's a lot of coaches nowadays. Everybody wants to be a coach. Everybody wants to get on. So you're going to find somebody that's going to find a way to get you in the door. So it's much easier now for guys to get discovered now, in my opinion. And coaches have a slicker way to work around the parameters, especially if the game tapes is on YouTube. So you necessarily can't violate the scouting timing if you on your own phone and you just happen to look at YouTube, and you just happen to look at this particular kid at this particular school that's in high school. You're just looking at YouTube. And YouTube is about the algorithm. So if you watch sports on your YouTube, when you go down your timeline, they're going to recommend all sports. So you can't violate that. But if you're on the school property, obviously they have a time limit for that stuff. But all I'm saying is so many ways to evaluate kids nowadays. So yeah, yeah. And that's why it was interesting with the whole Kamani McLean stuff, because I honestly believe the reason why Kamani McLean is transferring is because, mind you, Coach Prime, he signed like 3, 4-star, 5-star, like dual receiver corner kind of guys in the offseason that's coming out of high school. And these guys clock at 4.4, 4.3. They devastating athletes. And then you got these other guys that's transferring over to Colorado. And I feel like Deion Sanders already, Coach Prime had that conversation with him, like, yo, I want you to start, but yo, you got to do this, this, this. And Kamani McLean is probably like, yo, I've been doing this, but I feel like, I'm not getting something that's required that I need from you, and their communication is completely trash at this point. So it's like whatever Coach Prime is saying to him is going in one ear and out the other, and what Kamani McLean is saying to Coach Prime is, I'm not going to say it's going in one ear and out the other. He's not going to do that if it's not going to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think a combination of that and realizing he's not going to start, it's like, yo, let me go somewhere else. And with his type of talent and his resume from high school, he's going to find a school that's going to give him a shot. It's not going to be many because he's coming from Coach Prime. Like that's like if you see a fine ass girl, and let's say her ex-boyfriend is 50 Cent, right? And the reason why I use 50 Cent in particular because he's rich. He has he has a name for himself. He has power, respect, money. So if 50 Cent don't see value in you, right? Then why would I see value in you? Like 50 Cent going to give you a life that 99% of the population can't. Or I'll say 95% of the population can't. So it's like it's kind of like that when it comes to Kamani McLean. It's like, yo, you had Coach Prime, the best cornerback ever, Travis Hunter, it's Colorado. So it's like, what can we teach you, dude? So, but yeah, I hope he really get a chance. I really do. I really do. My girlfriend got smelly. Okay. Yeah, Jeffrey is funny. Ron told Jeffrey, did she go to TJ? Yo, y'all stupid in the chat. Y'all stupid in the chat. I'm about to send y'all to Turkey with this. Go Steelers, a Catholic. Yo, y'all funny. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. All these jokes y'all cracking in the chat, hit that like button. Y'all funny. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. So when these guys get into the portal, they have to do a better job and they have to do a better job and getting some inclination if they get into the portal that they're going to have schools lined up. Because a school really can't talk to you unless you're in the portal. They really can't. So, but you can still get some sort of inclination if you have relationships with other players on other teams, or you're like, yo, bro, think about transferring. If I do, you think like the coach will let me rock and stuff like that. Yeah, let them know. Let them know, Rowan. Let them know. Let them know, man. Let them know. Let them know, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Let them know. But yeah. So players got to do a better job, and if you're going to get in the portal, then yo, like matter of fact, here's something real interesting. Deion Sanders' daughter, Coach Prime's daughter, Shalamon, she jumps in the portal to go to another school to play basketball at another school, and they asked Deion Sanders what he thought about that, and he said it wasn't a good move. it wasn't a good move because for the same thing that I just said, because you have to gauge where your interest is elsewhere. If you do this before you jump in the portal, you have to have some sort of value. And she didn't put up the type of stats that if she jumps in the portal, like, yeah, we got to get her. So, he even said it. He didn't say what I just said, but he just said it wasn't a good move. He doesn't he's going to support his daughter, but he doesn't agree with what she's done. So, uh shout out to Orlando. Hit that like button. Crack your jokes. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Um, but yeah, so it's just real interesting. Like even Coach Prime is standing on what he is saying, whether it's his personal kids or other kids. That stop jumping in the portal, especially if you don't garner that type of attention. Like if you're a basketball player and you playing college ball and you average 13 points or better, you're going to get interest from other schools because it's college. 13 points a game is not bad in college, right? Especially if you're not the main like scorer on the team. That's not bad, right? So if you jump in the portal, you're going to get mad people on you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But if you averaging like 4 points a game, or for 5 minutes a game, you know, you're not going to garner that type of attention. So, at the end of the day, he even said it about his own daughter that he didn't agree that she should have jumped in the portal. That's not going to help. Like, I know this will never happen, right? But say if his son that plays quarterback, Shador, was like, yo, I'm jumping in the portal. I'm jumping in the portal. Shador could jump in the portal because Shador is arguably the best quarterback in college football. Arguably. Like, I thought he was one of the best this past year. I thought he was at least top three. Like, the only person I ain't gonna lie, the only person I probably would have picked over Shador from this past college year, and mind you, Shador missed 2 games. I probably would have picked Jalen Daniels. Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner. Other than that, I thought he was better than Caleb Williams, in my personal opinion. So if he jumped in the portal, every school would be after Shador. If Travis Hunter, I know this is not going to happen. If Travis Hunter jumped in the portal, every school would be after him. So those situations is completely different. So what's the conversation about? So the conversation about is players jumping into the portal, college players jumping into the portal, and they basically jumping into the portal with no true value. So a lot of players that jump into the portal don't have no stats. Like literally, like if you look up their stats, it's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. They don't got no stats. So, but they going based on their high school resume, and it doesn't bode well. It doesn't make them more attractive because they was Mr. Whatever their state is. So let's say they Mr. New Jersey. If you Mr. New Jersey, you went to Tennessee, right? You did not play, but you want to jump in the portal, right? There's a chance if you don't. So here's how the portal work. If no team claims you, you go home. You don't get to go back to that school. You go home. The only way you go back to that school is if the coach reach out and be like, yo, I don't know why you jumped in the portal, but if you stay patient, you're going to play here and we want to bring you back if you're willing to keep your head down and do what you're supposed to do. So, but a lot of times it don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this. Once you dip out on me, God bless you, but I don't want you around. You're a cancer. So when players leave, those are potential cancers on your team because they feel like you owe them something. So most coaches think like that too. Most coaches think like that too. Who's your favorite basketball player? Right now, right now, I'll say Shea. Right now, right now. Now, my favorite player to watch is Kyrie Irving. He's my favorite player to watch. But my favorite player overall is probably Shea. It's probably Shea. I don't think he's the best player in the league, but he's my favorite player so far. And it may change next year. It may change next year. So we'll see. We'll see. And who I think is the most unstoppable player in the NBA when healthy is not even close. Zion Williamson, when he's healthy. If you watch Zion Williamson when he's healthy on the court, he babies dudes. He babies dudes. He's strong. He's fast for his size. No, he's fast. Forget for his size. He's fast. And his vertical is crazy. Nobody's jumping with him. So I think my all-time was Michael Jordan. He was dominant. He was dominant everyone in the league. Well, you didn't say all time. Like, all time, my favorite player. You talking about favorite. So all time, my favorite player is Stephon Marbury. All time. Who I think is the best player all time is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, hands down. He's the best player all time, in my opinion. Hands down. Hands down. I was a little boy when I was watching Michael Cook, and when he was in the league, Chicago Bulls was going to the chips. It was just a foregone conclusion. The only time that I actually thought if the Bulls would have lost a finals, because mind you, see, what people don't realize, Michael Jordan retired 3 times. 3 times. Michael Jordan retired 3 times. That's crazy. That's crazy. 3 times. So, and you got to factor that in his career, and twice during his prime. The only time I thought he would have ever lost, I said Michael Jackson. I meant to say Michael Jordan. The only time that I thought in his prime that they could have possibly lost was I believe the 95-96 year with the Rockets. Like the Rockets' second team, because you remember they beat the Knicks the first time. The second time they beat Orlando. That particular team that they beat Orlando, I think that team could have potentially beat the Chicago Bulls. Potentially. Based on their roster. But again, the game is played on the court and not the paper. So, but yeah, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. All time. But my favorite player of all time is Stephon Marbury, hands down. Easily. My Brooklyn brother, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Can't tell me nothing about Stephon Marbury, his game, the way he played. He was vicious. Get buckets, floor general. Just an overall great player. And the best version of Marbury, in my opinion, is the Nets version of Marbury. And when he was wearing 33, I just thought that was so significant, him rocking 33. He was double of what he already was, because he normally wears 3. So he rocking 33. And Stephon Marbury was doing things at that time that players are now doing normally. That like, yo, you seen how dude pull up by half court? Yo, Stephon Marbury was pulling half court, busting these threes. In the mid-90s, he was doing that. I would say, yeah, mid to late, because he got drafted in 96 class. So throughout that mid to late 90s, Marbury was killing, bro. Killing. The only the reason why Marbury get a bad rap is because of how things ended in New York. That's the only reason why he gets a bad rap. And if you really pay attention, right? Who was the coach on the Phoenix Suns when things got crazy for Marbury? Then who was the coach on the Knicks that painted Marbury to not be a team guy? Mike D'Antoni. Same coach. And so I think that played a heavy part in this. And that was a time where social media, players didn't really have the space to speak out on social media, and things would form the way that they form. Now, if a player gets a raw deal and he's nice, and he's having an issue with a coach. One, that coach is going to be gone, or he'll get traded to somewhere else where he could like put his talents on. So, Round 112, you said Shaq. You know, Shaq, I'll be busting, not these. You said Shaq. Shaq is the most dominant player that I've seen all time, but he's not the best overall player that I've seen all time. Yeah. You know who's my second favorite player of all time? Again, my favorite, not the best. My second favorite player of all time, Grant Hill. Grant Hill was different, y'all. If y'all don't know who Grant Hill is, just type up Grant Hill and you see what I'm talking about, bro. 6'8", 230, handles, crossing them over, double cross. He was dunking on people, y'all. He not doing what most of these guys do today. They come to the lane, ain't nobody in the lane. He was dunking on Dikembe. He was dunking on Alonzo Mourning. He was dunking on Patrick Ewing. I just named 3 Georgetown Hoyas, not on purpose, but you know what I'm saying, because I mess with the Georgetown Hoyas. But these are top tier shot blockers in the league. Top tier. Grant Hill was something different, y'all. He was something different. It's one play that y'all can look up right now if y'all think I'm lying, right? Scottie Pippen is regarded as one of the best defenders of all time. He shut down Magic in the finals. He's guarding Grant Hill one-on-one. Grant Hill sized him up. Hezzy cross. A hard hezzy cross. Spin. 2 hands. Clapped the backboard on him. Looked at Mike and was like, is you serious? He looked at Mike like, yo, is you serious? Yo, get this dude up off me. Yo, is you serious? Yo, Grant Hill was a problem, yo. Grant Hill was a whole problem. No one will ever be the greatest except MJ. Left the legacy. Now, that's a fact. I already said Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. I already said that. He's the best player that the NBA has ever seen. The best. Hands down. Right? But I'm talking about my favorite players. My favorite player of all time to watch ever. Well, my favorite player of all time is Stephon Marbury and second Grant Hill. But the best player is definitely MJ. Nobody's going to argue that. Nobody's going to argue that. His skill, his hard work, accolades, and the fact that he retired 3 times during his prime. 3 times. 3 times. Now, don't believe me? Look it up. I'm not here to convince y'all. I'm just letting you know the actual factuals. He retired 3 times. And they couldn't do nothing with Mike. Michael Jordan could have, in my opinion, if he didn't retire 3 times, instead of 6 championships, he would have had 8. He would have 8. He would have won the 4th one in 94 playing the Rockets. I think the next year they lose to the Rockets. In 96, they beat Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. Then they beat the Utah Jazz for his 5th and 6th title. And I think if they would have brought that team back again, because remember that next year was like a strike year, and they only played like 50 games. That year, San Antonio beat the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks is not beating that Chicago team. That New York Knicks team was a good, scrappy team, but we talking about, and I'm not saying it with no type of slight, but we talking about Charlie Wood, Chris Childs, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, Patrick Ewing. That team is not beating that Bulls team. And I believe that Bulls team would have beat that San Antonio team. So, yeah. Death makes the life the rich that we have forever unfair. Pause. But yeah. But shout out, yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all ain't cracking jokes. Yeah, but yeah, man. Michael Jordan's the best player, hands down. Hands down. But my favorite players of all time is definitely Stephon Marbury and Grant Hill. Hands down. Hands down for me, personally. So, but yeah. LeBron is a beast, man. Yeah, I see. I said LeBron in the chat. LeBron is a beast. LeBron is a beast, man. It's something to be said about LeBron because nobody has seen a player play as long at a high level as he's played, right? I'm not gonna argue that with nobody. That's hands down. So he's been really good for a long time. So people say, well, he's been in his prime longer than MJ. That's not a feeling. That's a fact. That's a fact. But MJ has done more in the time that he's played. He's done more. Mind you, Michael Jordan came into the league at 20. LeBron came into the league at 18. LeBron has not missed a season. Michael Jordan retired 3 times. So I want for here on out, I want LeBron James to get his props, just to get his props without being compared to Michael Jordan. Because it's not fair at this point. I know that he's a great player, and he's one of the best that ever played this game. But it's not fair that he continues to get compared to MJ. So I give LeBron James his separate credit for being great. He's won 4 championships. He's been to the finals a whole bunch of times, but people not gonna remember you losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who remembers a loser? And I'm not necessarily calling him a loser. I'm not calling him a loser, but he's lost 6 times. So what has LeBron really done? I mean, LeBron has done a lot, man. He's done a lot. He's won 5 MVPs. He got four NBA championships. I believe he's won Finals MVP 3 or 4 times. Out of that, so I mean, LeBron has done his thing for a long time, man. He's played at a high level for a long time. But he deserves his flowers for his sake. You know what I'm saying? He deserves his flowers. He really do. But I'm not calling him the best of all time. Yeah, LeBron is definitely great, but he's not MJ is the GOAT. MJ is the GOAT. See, the way how I look at it, like, and again, I'm not bad talking LeBron because I think he's a great player. I think he's one of the best players the NBA has ever seen. If I was constructing an all-time five, I have LeBron James on my all-time 5. But my all-time 5 is ridiculous. I don't think nobody would beat my all-time 5. Like, my all-time 5, I'm going to put LeBron James at point guard. Going to have MJ. I'm going to have Kobe. I'm going to have Hakeem Olajuwon. And I'm going to go with Dirk Nowitzki as my all-time 5 that they could play against any and everybody. Any and everybody is getting smoked. And the reason why I put Dirk Nowitzki is because he's a 7-footer. He shoots threes, he works a high pick and roll. He's a good weak side defender. He's not a strong side defender. He's a good weak side defender. He's not necessarily a stop you guy, but when you're around LeBron, MJ, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Kobe, he gonna play some defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think with that 5, my 5 I think would beat anybody. But if I had to say who's the top 5 of all time, I gotta go with MJ at number 1. Number 2, I'm going with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the reason why I'm going with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's won 4 high school championships, 3 college championships, 5 NBA championships. He has 4 NBA MVPs, countless All-Star games. Like, let's keep it real. He's been the scoring leader up until a couple years ago, a year ago, up until LeBron James, and he did this in the 80s, 70s and 80s, cooking. He ain't shooting no threes, sky hook. You know how many buckets that is? One of the best shot blockers we've ever seen, one of the best rebounders we've ever seen. And still to this day, you won't see a guy, a center as great as Embiid is. he's not gonna beat any of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's records. He's not. He's not scoring, rebounding, or shot blocking. I've said it. So I got Kareem at number 2. At number 3, I know this is not likely, but it's something to be said when you win chips, bro. Now I'm gonna move him to number 4. So at number 3, I gotta go with Magic. Magic has also won 4 championships. 4. No, he could. I think Magic won 5. Let me look that up. Let me look that up. He got 5. He got 5 NBA championships. So I got Kareem. I got Magic at 3. At 4, it won't make sense not to go with Bill Russell. I don't think Bill Russell was like he's not an offensive guy from what I've seen, but he was a great shot blocker. He's a team guy, but guy got a lot of championships. He got a lot of championships, but it's still arguable. We're talking about player. Then I have Kobe, and then I have LeBron, and then I have Larry Bird. So those are my top. I think that's 6 or 7. So yeah. My number 1 is Adam Sandler. Stupid. Yeah, people think LeBron is younger, but he's up there in age. Yeah, LeBron is what, 39, going to be 40. In basketball years, that's like dog years, but he's still a young man when it comes to life. Like if LeBron James retired tomorrow, he's a young man in the world. He could do whatever he want, where he want. 39 years old is the world opens up because people respect you at a different pace. You don't go through as much drama. So it it is what it is. But yeah, LeBron James, he is an amazing player. He deserves a statue in front of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He deserves a statue with Miami. I mean, he deserves all the love that he's earned from playing basketball in the NBA. He's an amazing player. He's been amazing. He's box office. You know how Stephen A. love to use that word, box office. People drive up to the game, spend their hard-earned money to see LeBron James. If you live in a city, people will take that train to see LeBron James. Why do you think anytime LeBron James is coming to a city near you, them tickets that's normally like $50, them tickets is now $90 because they know people gonna pay that $90 to come see LeBron James play. So you gotta respect his what he's done for the game, that his accolades for the game. You gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. So shout out to LeBron James. Gotta respect that. What did I say? Basketball talk. Think of LeBron James. You think of legacy, hands down. Michael Jordan. What has LeBron James done? What's the goal? Yeah, I think people LeBron James. Sandler. Bro, they trying to make LeBron the next generation Michael Jordan, but they put him in Space Jam like Mike. Yeah, I mean they can't see the powers that be can't help it. You know why they can't help it? Because LeBron James is really great. He's a great player, and he has no blemishes. Like Michael Jordan had a couple blemishes. I don't want to say Michael Jordan had blemishes, but there was some things that happened. So again, Michael Jordan retired 3 times. His gambling thing was an issue, and all this, that, and the third. Just a whole lot of stuff like that. But Michael Jordan was so talented that he was the face of the league, hands down. But LeBron James has been the face of the league since Kobe had his situation, in Colorado. And they trying to make him, LeBron James has been the face of the league, for a while. And then Steph Curry became Steph Curry as well. So it's like a combination of both, in that sense. But LeBron James is his own entity. That's what I'm saying. I don't even like comparing him to Mike. I know they gave him the Space Jam, but they're gonna do that. The next when LeBron James retire, mark my words, when LeBron James retire, there's gonna be another kid that comes along that's gonna be the face of the league. I know a lot of people think is Wemby, but it's not gonna be Wemby. Wemby is an amazing player. He's gonna wild this league up. Like Wemby is nice. And I've been saying that since day one, even when he was struggling. People was like, yo, you think Wemby good? I said, Wemby's a problem. He's going to be a problem. He's going to be nice. He's going to be like that. But Wemby is not going to be the guy. Wemby is going to be a great player. Wemby probably win like a couple of chips. But he's not going to be the guy. And it's always like that, right? So the last era, if it wasn't Michael Jordan, they was talking about Grant Hill at one time. But what? Grant Hill got hurt. It was talking about Tracy McGrady. What happened to Tracy McGrady? Tracy McGrady got hurt. It was talking about Kobe. Kobe is a beast, but Kobe had the situation in Colorado that moved him from being the face of the league. But he was still the best player in the league at that point. Kobe was still the best player in the league up until probably like 2012. Right? So he was no longer the face of the league after that whole situation in Colorado. So as great as Anthony Edwards is, he's not going to be the face of the league. As great as Ja Morant and they wanted him to be the face of the league, he's not going to be the face of the league. Wemby is a great player. He's going to wild out on this league, but he's not going to be the face of the NBA. It's going to be a kid that nobody's talking about, that nobody knows of. He's coming. The person who is going to be face of the league is coming. Do we know who he is? No, we don't know who he is yet. We don't know who he is, but it's just like that. But you're going to have great players in the league, though. He ain't winning nothing, bro. You ain't winning nothing. He's a criminal, that's why. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Yo, y'all are funny. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I think we all good to be there before LeBron retires. Nah, LeBron is going to retire. LeBron is going to retire. I see that look in his eye. I see that look in his eye. He's ready to retire. I honestly believe if his son wasn't going to be in the draft this year, that he would be like, yo, he's going to retire. You see, like, especially when they get to the playoffs, like LeBron James looks good during the season, right? Because he gets a rest, right? But when them playoffs hit, especially when they lose, he start looking around like, yo, this ain't even worth it, dog. So, but he's going to retire. I give LeBron 2 more years. In 2 more years, he's gonna retire. He's gonna retire. I believe that. Will he win another championship? I don't know. I don't know. So LeBron get the glue to retire 10 times over the love. The camera's cracked. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna win another championship. I don't know that for sure. But after this year, I could definitely see him playing 2 more years because Bronny James he's gonna be in the NBA draft. He's gonna be in the NBA draft. He's gonna be in the NBA draft. I don't think he's going to transfer to another school. There's no reason for him to transfer to another school. There's no other school that's gonna benefit his draft stock because at this point, if he goes to another school and he doesn't kill, then that's gonna actually kill his draft stock. So he has to come out now so that way it's more potential based and all the things that he can do than the fact that, you know, they're going to really try to critique his game if he goes to another place and get the opportunity. But, you know, he's going to have to put up big numbers to get that high pick. And then, mind you, like, he's not the only player to have issues in the first year and become the first overall pick. Kyrie Irving did. He was the first overall pick off of like 8 games that he played at Duke. But Kyrie's tape is different from Bronny James. But you can see that Bronny James got that NBA talent, though. Definitely got that NBA talent. So that's why I give LeBron 2 more years. LeBron got 5 or 6 more years. Nah. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. He's 39. Now, if he was 34, 35, then yes, he's 39. He's 39. He's not playing 5 or 6 more years. Which, watch LeBron and his son will play. Watch LeBron and his son will play in Memphis. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Nah, Tyrell. That's not happening. Nah. Yeah. Memphis is too small of a market. If y'all realize, Bronny could end up with the Lakers. If y'all realize, Brady did it. Nah, I'm telling you. If y'all watching, Bronny could end up with the Lakers. You know why? Because if you really think about it, if Bronny was in college basketball killing, let's say Bronny was averaging 25 points a game, and he was killing, and he was head and shoulders the best player in the college basketball. So that means that the Lakers will have to make a crazy trade to get that number 1 pick. They don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. If Bronny James wants to, if he wants to, he's gonna be in the NBA draft. I could easily see the Lakers taking him in the late 1st round, early 2nd round. Easily. It's easy to get an early 2nd round pick for them late teams. Easily. So he's not gonna go to no other team. I guarantee you could see Bronny James with the Lakers. I guarantee that. Because the Lakers is not just about the game, it's about the show. So can you imagine if Bronny James, if they bring Bronny James to the Lakers and they draft him, media coverage is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. They're going to be rock stars. I already see it. It's going to happen. And then LeBron James' youngest son, Bryce, he can play too. He has a lot of upside. And I think Bryce is like 6'6", if I'm not mistaken. And I think Bryce might get another growth spurt. So, and he could play, man. He could play. So, like I said, 2 more years. I can see it. You don't understand. LeBron and his son will blow up a small market team. Memphis, they already job. Bronny won't get you. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you won't see. You're not gonna see LeBron. Like, put it like this: if I'm Memphis, I'm not blowing up my team for a old, and I say this with all due respect, a older version of LeBron James and his son. I'm not doing that. It's not gonna happen. I'm keeping Ja Morant, or I'm gonna trade Ja Morant for a better player. And that's probably like a handful of guys who are literally better players than Ja Morant. There's not many that's better talent-wise than Ja Morant. There's a couple guys who are not as talented as Ja Morant, but have his talent around the talent, but are better leaders. So, but I'm keeping Ja Morant if I'm Memphis. Yeah, I don't see that at all. And then the playing styles don't match. You got Ja and LeBron. The play. Who's doing the shooting? So and then Bronny is not necessarily a shooter. I haven't seen him really like become a shooter, but he could penetrate, and he could get to the rack, and he plays good perimeter defense. But he's also an underrated passer, Bronny James. So, so I definitely see him with the Lakers. Because LeBron be giving D-Lo that look like, yo, you messing up, bro. You messing up, bro. I see him give him that look. So, I could definitely see that. Yeah, yo. So, I want to thank y'all for tapping in, man. This been dope, man. This been really dope. Make sure y'all tap into my podcast every Thursday, every Sunday. The Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast with my co-host, my brother Santana. So make sure y'all tap in every Thursday, every Sunday, 10:30. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? We're doing our 50th episode this Thursday at 10:30. Again, our 50th episode at 10:30 on the same channel. Again, while understand when you go overstand, this is going to be more of an interview-based platform moving forward. So I'm going to have guests on the show, and we're going to be doing interviews on the Mondays. So, talking about the player coach. Tyrell, you are funny. Make sure you tap in Thursday. Ash, just wish you would. Man, roll 12, man. Roll 12. Roll 12. You just had to right before we went off, right? You just had to, right? Funny, man. But y'all, again, hit that like button on the way out. And again, this particular situation, overstand, is gonna be on every Monday at 10:30. And be on the lookout for who I interview. So yeah, I would definitely stay on Tap In Thursday. Tap In Thursday. We're doing our 50th episode again with my co-host, my brother Santana. You can hit the community page. We got popular opinions on our community page. We got rewatches on our video page, and we got a whole bunch of lives. So tap in. You already know. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yo, Roman 12, my dog. Shout out to Tyrell, man. You was real cool, man. And shout out to everybody that tapped in. I know it says the amount of people that it says in the chat, but it be way more people than YouTube be showing. And that's a fact. I could show that because if you watch our videos, we actually have like, 300-400 people that'll be watching, but for some reason, we get what we get. But yo, salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in, having fun, in the chat. And again, tap in Thursday for our 50th episode. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be dope. So I'm gonna see y'all Thursday, man. And y'all stay good, man. Stay out of trouble.